Well, 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 well. It would appear that you don't like my boyfriend. Yes, you're mad at my imaginary boyfriend, Elon Musk. It's a romance of science and curiosity. He, I can't keep this up. I fell in love with his data and he fell in love with my data. There you go. Listen, folks, don't take life so seriously, okay? Let's do the empath prayer. And we're going to look at some research. Okay. Scientists are weird people. We're very curious and we have a really bizarre sense of humor. And you just kind of have to go with it. Okay, let's do it. Okay. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic Records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively we say, Amen. Okay, so I decided to do a general reading for the United States rather than focusing on Trump or anything like that. Good to see you all. Good to have a good laugh. Where we are at right now, I see anger and war on the horizon. As many of you know, we recently had U.S. Personnel, military attacked by Iran-backed militias, I believe. I believe the attack may have taken place in Jordan. I was reading 1440 this morning, which is just the news in brief without bias. I do like 1440 and I do read it. The winds of war are around us. The winds of war are around us. How do we avoid World War III? How do we avoid World War III? We must come together. It's like many of you didn't like Mr. Elon Musk, and I didn't particularly like him either. I thought he was Odysseus. Y'all know about Odysseus, some famous general or something that hires praise singers to praise him all day long. I think it's very unhealthy, and but you know, so I get all of that, but I respect anyone that's trying to be kind and get away from war, right? So working out trade conflicts, working out these issues without people getting killed. War. And the karma card is Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is the ability to be victorious in war. So the United States is engaged in a war that they will win. Where we are at right now, as if you are an American or if you are just a fellow human being worried about this, what is happening in the world, it's important that you cool your head. Cool your head. Be calm. Learn to engage in respectful dialogue. I got to do it too, you know. I mean, we all have room to change. I've gotten annoyed and threatened and called people names, but that's not how you build a solid democracy. Yet we have to be able to engage in polite discourse, and yeah, it gets to be toxic if people come into the conversation that don't like humanity. Then that makes polite discourse difficult and unpleasant, right? But we have this energy coming in of patience, which means that we must all hold ourselves accountable rather than, well, what's this person doing? Yes, we do need to look at the injustices and confront them. For example, I don't intend on voting for Donald Trump, not that I believe he's going to be a part of anything in the near future, but other than a jail cell. But the point is that we all have to find mentors, and we all have different mentors that do different things. You know, I used to be an extra on Seinfeld. Yay, Jerry Seinfeld. The guy maybe saw me 2 or 3 times walking in and out the door, and yet being close to somebody who was a good comedian taught me a lot about comedy, right? So doesn't mean that I endorse Jerry Seinfeld's politics, you know, which I don't keep up on anyway. It means that when you find somebody that you admire who's accomplishing things, you want to learn, well, what did they do right? What am I doing wrong, etc. And how can I be true to myself, right, in the process? So part of that is that we have to get sober. So if you're abusing drugs, alcohol, etc., try and be consciously aware of that. Because if you have a vision for the world, and we all have a vision, we don't have to be jealous or angry of somebody else accomplishing their vision. Instead, look to your vision, and maybe you didn't accomplish as much as the next guy, but that doesn't mean you're a bad person. That doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means you made a different series of choices. Maybe you had family to take care of, you know. Mr. Musk, he chose his career and he paid a heavy price with his family, right? Like he talks about that, right? So in life, we all have a series of choices we have to make. But if you believe in your vision, and if you believe that your vision is going to make the world a better place, then you have to go for it. You have to go towards the bullets. You just have to go for it, because nothing else matters. If you know what you are here to live for, you just got to go for it. And people are going to tell you you're crazy. Look, if it's constructive criticism, you need to be able to adjust based on constructive criticism. But if it's not constructive, you just got to keep going. You just got to keep going, and you got to have faith when nobody else does. And you have to have a sense of humor. And you also have to be careful about drug and alcohol abuse. Temperance is over us, and that means I'm right there with the. I ate half a bar of chocolate last night, so I could have had 2 scoops, but I ended up eating two squares. But I had. So the point is that it starts with, number one, you've got to take your vision seriously, and you have to be willing to give up everything. Just like, I believe this is why I'm alive, right? Go towards the bullets. Be fearless, right? The other thing is you've got to take care of yourself physically. You've got to take care of yourself. Watch the drugs, alcohol, and the cookie dough. King of Pentacles, hold your secrets tight. King of Pentacles is the businessman. He holds his secrets tight, right? So they're also saying that over the United States, there's going to be this need. We got to come together as business people, patriotic business people. We don't have to agree on who we vote for in the next election, but we do have to come together and talk about trade, embargoes, sanctions, and how we are going to how the business person is going to keep us from World War III. What is above us? 6 of Cups. Go back to old alliances. For example, if there are people that we have worked with in Russia, business people, oligarchs, companies that we have had good relationships with, we need to keep those relationships going, because that's the future of the rebuild in Russia. And Russia does need to be rebuilt. Its democracy has been trashed. They have lost tens of thousands of soldiers, right? So when seeking peace, armistice, right? Diplomats coming to speak, the business people are coming in like, whoa, let's have a conversation here before we blow each other up. Can we work out the trade stuff? I do feel that the tech community, the business community can be a vehicle for dialogue to keep us all from hurting each other. And I think that's precisely what we're going to be seeing. That the tech world, the science world, the business world is going to sit down with the political world and say, how can we get everybody to just calm down and talk? Because we saw a couple of years ago where this was headed with trade routes, and now Putin has declared that he owns Alaska, right? Okay, remember we talked about the lasso when I stood back? Pure math, right? We saw him cutting through the ice and taking over this area up into Alaska. We saw China here. We saw Cuba down here. And what do you know? We're going to be boxed in, right? What we're coming out of, a fertile period. So America was an unbelievably fertile country. And what we're headed into is the Ace of Wands. Let me see if you can see this all. So the takeaway here, you can see base of the matter here, victory in the war. I take 12 cards. We're teaching this in my class if you want to join us on Wednesdays. But the base card is war. And the karma card, victory, where we're at, right? We must be sober, business people coming in, healing. Look at this. Ambassadors. Ambassadors of peace. You see this? Look, ambassadors of peace. You see this? Look at America's fertility, and look at what we're headed into. Now, Ace of Wands, as I have warned you before, is number one. Let's talk about the date of a wand. A wand is based on dendrochronology. Yes or no? Yes. So, of all the suits in the tarot deck, which one can you 100% tell time with? Verse, not 100%, but is the most likely to be able to tell time. It's going to be the wands, because wands grow. Pentacles don't grow. Water does whatever the hell it wants. Swords are solid like ice, right? January 1st. Right? Ace of Swords is January, from year to year, right? But if you really want to be, I got to know the time, go with wands. Now, some readers hold that you can create a ring in a season. So the Ace of Wands would be one season from, say, 6 months. Others hold that it's 1 month. I hold it's 1 month. So I see armistice within 30 days. So we'll split the difference, 1 month to 1 to 6 months. I know the old witches will say it's a season. Okay, not a year. A season is 6 months, right? Is that right? Or is it no? Yeah, because you get 2 rings a year, right? Yeah. So here we have it again, and confirmation, 6 months. 1 to 6 months. How'd she do that? Is she a freak? Nope, just been doing it a long time. The other will lay down their arms. You can see this, the opposition laying down its arms. In the 8th house, your 8th house is the person you're having opposition with. Lays down the arms, the hopes and fears, too much heartbreak. Final outcome is the academics come in. Let's do the clarification for you and me and America. A new partnership, new trade. Sure, because we need to reestablish good trade with Russia. It won't be under Putin, but it will exist again. And that means we need to open up dialogue with those oligarchs that we have traditionally had a good relationship with, because they're going to be part of the new government when Putin is gone. And yeah, just a calmer, kinder, gentler world of unity, and that no good can come from war. And let us come together to support pure democracy and free speech, but let us also be kind and polite to one another as the gentle ladies and gentle men that we are. Let us treat one another as the kings and queens that we are. And as I said before, never lose the common touch. All right, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you're trying to get in for a personal reading with me, you can book the information through Booksy, Dr. Whimsy Anderson ND through Booksy. You can Google it or get the information below. If you need to see me as a physician as well, that information is below. As you can see, I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I see my patients through telemedicine, and then I send my herbs out individually. All right, take care, everyone. As I said, be kind to all so that all can be kind to you too. We'll see you next time. Thank you for your love and support.